What up, gang gang? You already know what it is. It's Patah, this Guy King TV. We back at it again. This video right here, I wanted to talk a little bit about having motherfucking standards, dog. You a fucking man. You should be able to have standards too, dog. Don't let these motherfucking women out here try to stop you from having standards. Because what that does is it requires them to have to boss the fuck up, okay? So we're gonna talk about it. This is one of the things that when you think about the dynamics of being a man, and when you start to get to a point where you value yourself and you make sure that you are a high value male, you make yourself become a high value male, you find yourself in a position where you also have just as much leverage as a shorty with pussy. Your leverage comes through your hard work. Your leverage comes through the ability to make yourself attractive. And I mean attractive in ways that ain't got nothing to do just with you, you know, whether it's working out, blah, blah, blah. I'm talking about your status-wise. And your status doesn't have to be something crazy like, I'm the fucking mayor. Like, nah, nigga, you just a bossed up dude. You on your grind. People know of you. Women may know of you. A lot of people want to get around to you, but they don't get a chance to get around to you. You make yourself not necessarily enigmatic. You make yourself magnetic. And that is what you want, right? So let's talk about being able to have standards, man. I got standards. You know, I talk about it all the time. Some of my standards are some standards that rule certain women out off the rip just because of my standards. But also understand that when you have your standards, live within those, you know. I like to keep it, I like to keep my standards practical. You know, I'm a Virgo, so I like to be practical with my standards. I like to be realistic. I don't like to be like how women would do it. See, men are totally different, right? Men will start with a practical level of standards. Women like to try to start from the top. Men will start from the bottom and work our way to the top. You know, this is why men and women are totally different. You know, when you think about it, a man, right, we will... If we go to Starbucks, let's say we go to Starbucks and we see a bad bitch working at Starbucks, this bitch a model, right? Fine motherfucker. A man will, in our heart, right, in our truest of truest, we'll be like, you know, I fuck with her. She cool, she got her head on straight, she just cool, and you know, whatever her situation may be, but the bitch is a barista at Starbucks, right? We won't look at her and be like, we rule her out. We be like, yo, I could work with that. I might even could raise the bitch up. You know what I'm saying? But a woman who may have a certain level of status, she will look and say, nah, you know, nah, I need him to be able to be this or be that. They try to start from the top. So this is why what happens over time is as women get older, their standards get they get lower and lower because they have to be realistic. They try to shoot for the fucking moon off the rip. You see what I'm saying? And then they realize, like, damn, maybe I can't hit the moon. I can't hit the moon. God damn, let's see if I can hit the top of this motherfucking fig tree then shit. Right? But a man is able to work his way up, you know, and that's what this is about. You know, being able to be realistic, set certain standards for yourself and work with those and meet them halfway. You know, I got certain standards that you know, it's not just it's not something that I'm willing to bend on. I tried before and I said I'll never do it again, right? So, for example, I don't have kids. So my motherfucking standard is I don't deal with women with kids as far as dating them. I won't date another woman with kids. Not saying nothing's wrong with them, but as far as my standards and the lifestyle that I live, I can't be around women who have kids like that to the point where it would take away from a lot of my time. Now, me, I'm a motherfucking nigga with a Leo stellium, and I'm a first house son, and I'm an Aries moon in the 8th. So I like my time. I like my time because one thing about it is I'm going to give it back to you. So I don't mind, you know, I'm cool with a lot of females who have kids, you know, as friends and shit like that. But as far as dating and moving forward in terms of dating, that ain't happening. Cause I like my time. It's not even about me being spoiled. It's about me being able to reciprocate that back to you. So I want to be able to be in that realm where I can deal with women who don't have kids, and I'm happy to have my shorty. She don't got no kids. You know, we doing our thing, and it works because we are able to reciprocate the time that we spend to each other, and we give that back, right? So certain other standards. I don't deal with women who necessarily can't reciprocate generosity. I got standards. I don't mind spoiling you, but I like to get spoiled too. And trust me, it ain't gonna be too many goddamn opportunities where I'm spoiling you more than you spoiling me. That's just my standard. So I like a woman who is able to be financially literate. You see what I'm saying? I like a woman who is able to be financially responsible. I like a woman who is able to be financially generous just like I am. You know, all of these things are my standards. So when you talk about standards, right, you want to find what works for you. Your standards doesn't have to be the same as somebody else's standards. If you got kids, right, let's say you a man and you got kids. I'm not going to say it sound goofy to want to deal with a woman who ain't got kids, because trust me, I get it. But, you know, it makes me laugh when I sit back and I look sometime where you might have women who will say shit like, she got 3 kids, but she talking about she want to deal with a nigga who ain't got kids. Shawty, you goofy. So I look at it in the terms of, if you can find a woman, and let's say you do got kids, if you can find a woman who has kids, or she may have 1 child or something where it can still be complimentary. You ain't saying you got to have the fucking Brady Bunch, but you know, you want to be able to, you know, you want to be able to make yourself complimentary to the person that you're with, so it works out where it's not uneven. But at the end of the day, you know, you want to be happy, man. You know, you want to be happy. So don't never let women make you feel like you can't have standards, man. You got standards just like everybody else. You are allowed to have exactly what you want. Don't let nobody motherfucking try to shame you, dog. You see what I'm saying? Like me, I'm not against dating women that are older than me, but I don't want, if you're older than me, don't have kids, shawty. Don't have kids. I got certain standards. I'm a Virgo, dog. I'm picky, because I know what's paramount to my happiness. I know what's paramount to me being able to compliment you as well. You see what I'm saying? I got to be happy. If I ain't happy, you ain't gonna be happy. So, you know, we might as well stay single then. But if I'm happy, then we could all, you know, let the shit trickle down, man. But yeah, man, you know, your standards, dog. Have fucking standards. And then on top of that, when you do get standards, man, get standards that are complimentary to you. You know, if you're a bossed up nigga and you working on your shit, get you standards that complements the hard work that you've been putting in. So, you know, yeah. You gotta have standards, dog. You know, I ain't want to be too long. You already know what it is, man. It's God King TV. I'm Patai. Like, share, and subscribe. And,
I'ma stay touching all kinds of paper, and I ain't never gonna give a fuck about a hater, cause I know